Hello everybody and welcome to my hands. Not really. This is episode 8 of the Schwinn White Phantom custom build. I have been a busy bee hunting down parts for a bike that you want to make a certain way. It's definitely it's not a challenge. That's the fun part. It's finding all the right parts that you need, and I've been finding quite a bit of them. If I couldn't find them at the bike shop where I like to get them, I like to support my local brick and mortar store. That's Eastside Bike Shop. I have to go online to find certain things. Just a little update. The last video I think I was showing you the masking off of the tanks. Sorry if it's a little bright. The tank, the light. I also did some work on the chain guard back here. I'm going to show that real quick. All I did was mask everything off. I hit it with some I blasted it with glass beads at my where I work, and that roughed up the surface a little bit, and that'll take. See, it's not as shiny as other chrome is. You can see the difference there. So I just roughed it up so it'll take my primer and my paint a little bit better, and it'll stay on there for hopefully as long as the bike is around. Where do I start? Okay, this is what I did. I took this. This is the obviously the crank. This piece here was it was a question mark for me because of this little bend, and the bike guys or bike enthusiasts will call that a dog leg crank. Now, I wasn't too sure if the Schwinn Phantoms ever use this type. Usually it's just a straight down with a little hump just like that. None of this in here. But this has been rechromed, and this piece has been rechromed. Chain ring. It's so beautiful. I'm going to leave it because I mean that it just doesn't get better than that. That looks like Christmas to me. So I'm going to leave that. It's stunning. If you could see this in person, you would go, woohoo! Just like I did. I got a seat. It's not a leather seat, but it is something that it's in the same style as what Schwinn would use. It's got kind of a little hump right here. It's got little tabs here, and it's a messenger seat. We'll clean her up, and we'll use this until I can decide if I want to get an actual leather seat. But we're talking about a pretty large investment. We'll stick with that for right now. This tank that I got did not come with the horn. There's a little hole here. It has a little buzzer. It did not come with one, but I was able to find one. And that will go on the inside, and the button will be there, and we'll go just like that. This will fit right in the hole, in the screw holes. That's perfect. I got a couple other little pieces here. This is for the steering post, or the gooseneck. And the reason I changed this out because it's pretty much brand new. I don't know if you can see that it has the letters AS. I don't know if that's visible or not. AS means Arnold Schwinn. And the forks, I think I showed you the forks that go down and they meet up at the top. I have these, which will connect those, and you'll see these on later videos. This is what was on the bike. It's just a flathead screw. I opted to pay more than I should have to have ones that have a little square part on the back. It will fit right into the forks, and they also have that AS on there. Now, if someone knows anything about older Schwinn bikes, seeing that AS won't make the difference. Even though these are remade, it doesn't matter to me. It shows, and that's right on the outside of the bike where people will be looking. As well as the seat post clamp that I showed you a couple of videos ago. That also has the AS on it for Arnold Schwinn. I think you can see that. This has been re-chromed, so that's a little jewel. Everything on this bike seems to have had, or I've been lucky enough to find, either replaced with new chrome parts or parts that are old and original that have been re-chromed. Even the kickstand that I managed to get out of the bike, that's been re-chromed. I don't even think they chromed kickstands. They even chromed the spring. This is just unbelievable. It's beautiful. That in itself, you'll never see that. You will never see that. That's going to be up inside the bike. But it's chromed. The part that I had an issue with is this goes on the steer tube on the top. It's one of the portions that you stack up and you lock the fork down in the bike with the bearings. And the old one had a little chunk out of here, and that really bothered me. Well, fortunately I went to the bike shop and there it was, brand new re-chromed head, I don't even know what it's called, head post, this part right here. Anyways, I did some work cleaning up a lot of parts. Most people wouldn't even pick up an old chain like this with their bare hands because it would be so full of grease and dirt and muck from being used. But I soaked it in mineral spirits, used a wire brush, cleaned it all out, used forced air to blow all the gunk out of there. That's why it's so clean. It doesn't look like much now, but when you put a nice clean chain on a bike, it does make a difference. I found this little, this is part of the springer obviously, and this goes up on the steer tube. That's what this part's for. I got a new, this is very old. This is about as old as the bike is, and that has been re-chromed. Just this part here. As well as all this other stuff here, it's been re-chromed. Gosh, I even went so far as to buy a, well, I already showed you this, but why would they have this chrome? This goes down in there, down in the steer tube. You crank it down and it makes the steering stay in place, but it's chromed. I don't know. That's what the old one looks like. That was already cleaned up. But the thread on this new post is different. It doesn't fit down in there, so I'll probably have to use this chromed piece. Not a big deal. The big wop daddy, I'll call it, is the back reflector. This is the piece that I knew that I should get for this bike. Some guys will call that a duckbill bezel. But this is a glass reflector with brand new chrome. They even gave you a set of screws to mount it, but they're not actually, they are screws, but there's no slots on them. They're meant to go in there and sit nice and rounded like a rivet. On the top it says Stimpsonite, and the bottom in script lettering, you probably won't be able to, you can. It says Schwinn in script lettering. That was a nice find, but I paid a lot of money. I don't even want to tell you what I had to pay for this, but it was there and I needed it, so I got it. So there's the layout. This is like one of those, like a Johnny Cash song, is one piece at a time. He built his Lincoln one piece at a time, and that's pretty much what it's taking me, but it's a blast, and I love finding all these little bits and pieces, even down to stuff that you can't see, just like this little ring. This goes on the bottom of the steer tube. This is her steer tube. This slides on like that. That has been re-chromed, and it even has, I don't think you can see it, but probably not, it does say Schwinn on there. It says Schwinn right there. been re-chromed. So basically what I'm doing is assembling a bunch of parts that are either new or made new. So things are coming together. I'm, you know, like I said, I have this part here going with the getting ready for prepping for paint. The frame, that's going to be like a whole other video, because there's a lot of measuring how the two-tone paint is going to be laid out and taped off, and we'll get to that in another video. I just wanted to show you what it takes to to basically get all the right parts together just to put one bike together. That's interesting to me. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please just put something in the comments. If you have some suggestions, put them down there below, in that area down there. Put them in the suggestions and let me know what you think. You know, if you got a deal on parts, let me know. Anyways, we'll see you next time.